All right,
Nope.
welcome to Romera Records virtual cast. Today we have on Nick. How's it going, man?
Fucking winning, man. Just winning and living. That's what I say all the time to everybody. Glad to be on here.
That's awesome. So yeah, I found you from Podmatch, and basically we scheduled this in, and let's get into like what you do. I can already see your ISSA fitness coach cert up there. So and you got a calendar, so I'm sure you're a scheduled person. You like to get some stuff done. So I guess just get into what you do.
Yeah, so definitely I do have this plaque behind me, but I'm more of an online personal development coach at the end of the day. At first, I was trying to do this back in 2020, and I was addicted to porn on top of this prior for 10 plus years. And it was fucking up just my mindset, my business overall, and just who Nick Drivas was. So to take it all the way back, this porn addiction started when I was 12 years old. And I found myself just on YouTube finding, some stripper and she was shaking ass. That was the first time I ever released. It was down in my basement. And I was just throughout high school, the person that I wasn't the person that I am now. I was weak. I was timid. I was just not the person that I admired in all ways compared to now. And it just left me hopeless. It left me with a dark cloud over my head. Every single day when I was in school, I had massive social anxiety. I would lash out at people. I would beat the fuck out of kids just for giving me the stink eye. Like I was a very impulsive individual throughout my high school years, even way back in elementary school as well. And I was just not who I was, like entirely and down to the wire of the mindset that I have now, the physique, even. I was a very scrawny kid. Then in college, I did one semester at a local, they call it a SUNY school here in New York, State University school, just right up the road, about 15 minutes from my house. And I would have that dark cloud over my head every day. I would take the same drive and it would just be so depressing. And again, I felt so weak. I was still watching porn. I wasn't talking to anybody. I was trying to just post content on YouTube, just like vlogs and stuff ever since high school. And I just wasn't going anywhere with my life whatsoever. I tried doing basketball in high school. I would work and work, do the all the drills, all this stuff. Never even made the school team. Same in college. I was trying to do YouTube. I would do all the posts, do it every single day, and I would get nowhere. And the same thing. So I did one semester at that SUNY school. I dropped out doing this shit. So for months on end, I'm still going through it. I'm trying to figure fucking just how to crack this shit. I'm trying to just make money. I'm trying to just do it all for myself. I'm just trying to be that man once again that I always needed. And I was just coming after dead end. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Like nothing is working with what I'm putting in because I was always the person that put in the work with anything that I did. It's heat plus pressure is how you make all this shit work. Heat is the belief in what you're doing, and then the pressure is the actual work. And throughout this whole time period, I lacked the belief in self. I didn't have the heat or the faith. So I always had the work ethic, though, with anything that I was doing. And now at this point, I'm trying to just do YouTube. It's not working. And I'm just like, okay, you know what? We're going to pivot again. So I start posting on TikTok. Now I'm like kind of skinny, but I'm like in shape. I'm trying to get into the gym a little bit. I blow up. I get all the way up to 700,000 followers on TikTok. And then what happens is that the porn comes back. I was on purpose at this point because I was so locked in, just making fucking workout videos in my backyard, like 8 posts a day. I was grinding all summer of 2020 when COVID hit and all that shit. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this shit fucking happen right here, right now. Everyone else is not gonna do anything. They're gonna be all scared and in fear about what's going on. I'm like, fuck this. I'm gonna go make some shit happen right now. And then I just started posting, and then I blew up. But the problem is that it wasn't 100% real. I started chasing the clout. I started chasing the fame. I was just making even some posts about like if it turns blue on the moon tonight, click the follow. So like then I wasn't in purpose and I was just making some dumbass content just to get likes and follows. So it wasn't a real 700,000 followers. And what ended up happening once again, I was just like, ah, fuck. I'm going to go back to the porn because I wasn't really making a lot of money. So for like a year or two, I'm learning about sales and marketing. Now I'm really get this, the ISSA certification. And then I'm back on the porn. Now the porn's hard. I got that cloud once again over my head. The only time I really had it was at this point so far in my life where that cloud just disappeared was when I was making 8 posts on TikTok every single day because I had purpose. It's always purpose over pleasure. That's how you're going to find the answers. That's how you're going to be able to tap from within and align with your 10.0 self. And that's what I teach in my program. But I digress. The next thing I go just going hard on coaching, and I finally hit rock bottom in July of 2022. This is where I want to commit suicide. It's getting so bad with the porn. Now I'm doing it like 2-3 times a day, and I'm down in my fucking basement, and it's round 2 of the day. So mind you, this is 10 years later from the first time that I started, and I just see pools of semen. I'm just like, fuck this. What the fuck am I doing with my life? I can't take this shit no more. And at this time, I was in a community learning about sales, marketing, coaching, and there was this coach that helped with personal development, fitness, mindset, nutrition. And I was like, you need to go to that coach. And that was the calling that I was getting in that moment while I was down in that bathroom. And I'm just looking at all that fucking semen all over the toilet seat. And I'm just like, I'm going to do something about this right here, right now. So I sent him a DM, paid him over $3,000 to get one-on-one access with him. And then each week, I was just becoming the man that I admired in all ways. So I started working on a non-negotiable daily process he taught me. I just got so fucking locked in, and then I just kept going and going. And I still do it to this day. And I had to heal myself because at this point, I was fat as fuck. And when I was jacking off every single day, and I'm just like, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing? Junk food, porn, just massively across the board. And it's just getting bad. I'm watching all different types of porn. And once again, I wanted to commit suicide. It was getting really bad in my head. And I had it a couple times in the past, but at this point, it was just yelling at me in the face to just fucking like take it all. Like I would drown myself in the bathroom. I tried a couple of times. Like I was too of a fucking pussy to actually do it. But that's where it was leading me. And I was like, I know I need to make a change. So in that moment, July 27, 2022, to be exact, around 3 p.m. was the time that I actually made a change, made that investment, never fucking looked back. And I continue to do this every single day, that non-negotiable daily process. And then I've been able to just level up my life so fucking quick. I just got a new whip compared to that shit box that I had back in high school for so many years, driving to fucking that SUNY school. And then also I just took 2 mastermind events, 10K in a month in my business from literally not making any money. And I'm in the best shape of my life. I feel the greatest. And now my fucking team is just winning. Like I have a whole group. Everyone's winning every single day. They all come on the group calls and they're just aligning with the same process that helped me in my life to heal myself. Now I'm able to heal it to others because I took the time to just work on self. And it just works every fucking day the more that you apply it. Because the program that I teach now is the one that fucking saved my life.
Yeah, like the whole time you were talking, I was really wanting to look up this movie because I can't think of the name of it, but it's got yeah, and I can't think of the guy's name, but it's got Scarlett Johansson in it. And it's a guy, I think he lives in like Philly or New York or something like that. And it just reminded me of you so much because he was like a really fit dude and he was addicted to porn. And then he finds Scarlett Johansson. I forgot how they start dating. Do you have any
Yeah,
clue
I
what I'm
know, I
talking
know.
about?
Fuck, what the fuck is that movie?
I think it's something John.
Yeah, I don't know what his name.
Is
I've
it
seen.
Don John?
So I don't know his name. I know. I don't. I always forget this actor's name too. I forget what the fuck it is.
I think the
But I
movie's
know
called
exactly.
Don John. But yeah, that remind like the whole time you're talking, I'm like, this dude's life is a movie.
That's what. Would you watch your own movie? Like I would watch my own movie, man.
Yeah.
I'm like the way my shit is going. I'm like, dude, I went on a 50-foot yacht down in fucking Mexico a couple of months ago with like a whole bunch of ballers, like killing it in coaching businesses and shit. And then like people were, I posted it, and then people are like, damn, you're living a fucking movie. And then I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, do you see the program working and where it's taking me? I'm like, it's because of that. I'm like, and then a week later, I went down to fucking West Palm Beach in Florida, and it was on a tennis court. It was like 20 other multimillionaires, and we're doing the burpees, which is a part of the program I run. And I'm
Hmm.
doing it with one homie that I know. We're in the same we're taught by the same mentor. And then I kind of just got thrown into it. And then I was like, what the fuck is happening? This is dope as fuck. And then we're like counting out loud, and then we're like, oh, you fucking bitches, like you guys fucking tapped right here at number 10 out of fucking 20. Like, come on, let's fucking do better. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like now I'm getting a reflection of all the work that I've been putting in, because the burpees, the push-ups, and even just going in the gym constantly, like all that shit is all the things that I was just doing each day in this fucking room, in this house. And when I used to go to LA Fitness, and I would take that drive in that shit box every fucking day. I was like, I'm getting to the gym no matter what. I'm making this shit uh happen for myself. I'm gonna do every fucking rep to a T. I'll stay in here fucking 3 hours. I'll make it work. I'll wake up fucking earlier than all these fucks. I'll be the first one in that bitch, like all these things to just make it work for myself. That's where I was at in July of 2022, because I was like, I have nothing else. I'm like, this is all I fucking know. This is all Nick Drivas knows. This is all he can teach to others, because I've been doing it so many fucking years. But again, the main thing that I didn't have was belief at the time. Now I have both. And that's what one of my mentors told me a long time ago. He's like, you have the pressure. You just need the heat. You need the belief in self more. That's what, and I was like, fuck, it's been in front of me this whole fucking time. And that's what it was. I just built it from within now. So confidence is just a byproduct of consistent implementation. So doing this every single day, I just instilled that belief in self. And now it's working, because now everything is universal. It all aligns. And I'm just doing it inch by inch every single day, rep after rep. Repetition is the mother of skill.
There's just something about people who are from that area, that Philly, New York area. I just feel like y'all are just such driven, motivated people who, even if like you were talking about all the struggles you were going through, but it's like that's what makes people up there just such hardworking, driven people. Like I recently did a podcast with this guy, and probably would be intimidating to some people. Like he looks kind of fit. I mean, he was a fitness and mental fitness coach, and he's a fit dude. He's bald headed, beard, tattoos all over his face and his body. And he was like, man, I grew up in Philly, and he used to be in prison and the mob and beating up people, stuff like that. But he's like, I changed my life around. And I'm just like, you people, y'all are just such like hardworking, driven people. And I guess it's just, that being up there, and, might be competition, whatever it is, like y'all know how to get stuff done.
That, like that's I don't know. With me, I feel I'm so different. Like I don't know. I've always been like that. Like I don't go compared to most people even out here, because there are people like in this area that are just like they're not motivated as fuck. I used to be
Mm,
around them a lot too, but there are a lot of like heavy hitters I have noticed in this area as well. It's a mix like that. I found just being in New York. I'm in Long Island, so out here I will say it's very laid back though. Like if
mm.
you go more city area, yeah, you'll find like more like heavy hitters. It's all finance corporate guys, or just people like on that route of just like making loads and loads of fucking cash. So I've been around all the boroughs too. Like I used to shoot music videos. This was like as soon as I dropped out of college. And I was doing the YouTube and the TikTok too, but I wasn't getting paid for the music videos. It was like through like it was actually one of my first like mentors. But like I've been around, so I've seen a lot of people, a lot of those dudes that are up in like the Bronx and the Manhattan area. Yeah, they're like consistent with their music and making shit happen. Like they're nasty. Like the mindset is nasty, like in terms of like, oh, I'm gonna go get it. I'm like go getter mentality. That's why I noticed being around there. But you come out here to Long Island, it's very relaxed and chilled back. Like it's very just blue collar jobs and or white collar jobs, and then like oh they just like sit back, have their fucking margarita, sit by the beach, and like call it a fucking day. Me,
Mm.
I'm a fucking psychopath. I'm 23, and I'm like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, let's do a whole bunch of push-ups, all this fucking shit. I'm like, I go to one of the top gyms, Bev Francis. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but like even I step in there, And I'm like, some of these dogs that are like fitness influencers and coaches, and I talk to them and they're like, their mindset is kind of weak. And I'm just
Mhm.
like, what the fuck? Like one dude was like, he told me, he was like, don't get old. And then I was like, what do you mean? He's like in his 35s, 40s. He's like some fitness influencer. I'm not going to say his name just for the purpose, but he was like, don't get old. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, like my back and my hip and da da da. And then I'm like, I'm still in here. I'm like, I'm so fucking tired. I got shit with my back and my hips, but I'm like, I'm still gonna go and hit the set. I'm still gonna do this. My mind and my fucking body are broken right now on top of this, bro. I'm like, then the soul takes over. And then he's like laughing and walking it off because he knew I was right. Because I'm like, I tapped into myself. It's all mind, body, soul connection. It's like all these dogs that like preach, because then they'll preach about like become the best version of yourself and start coaching with get on my team today. And then like that dog is doing that. And then I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you came to me and just started fucking complaining about your fucking back
Yeah.
of like you're too old. And I'm like, dude, come on, bro. I'm like, you're putting out a message and it's not even congruent. I'm like, when I'm in a fucked up state, I actually put that shit out online. That's the difference with me. Like, I'll tell you my lows and I'll also tell you my highs. This whole social media shit, people only showing their fucking highlights. I'm like, why can't we show like some fucking fucked up shit? I show the pain of what I've been through being a porn addict and like not being confident. And then I'm like, I'll show the highs and like the level ups and everything working as well. You know, I'm my thing is like real, purest, ripped, richest, and rarest. Those are the five things that I live by, and especially for my team specifically. Because like I don't want to be some copycat carbon copy of some other like fitness coach. I'm like, I'm just in my own fucking lane. I go so left field compared to everybody else out here that's doing this shit. Like what you get with me is just way fucking different compared to any other coach. And people say to me that are on my team, they're like, damn, he's so fucking genuine. Like he takes the extra mile. Like this fuck, he doesn't take the extra mile. I know it. I'm like, I seen his fucking roster. I seen his clients and what they say. They're like, nah, he doesn't do that compared to you of what you do for your clients. And then I'm like, shit. So that's what I'm not gonna fucking do with this shit. I'm not gonna be like them. I'm gonna do it my fucking way. And I'm gonna take that extra step for my fucking people, for my clients, and just who Nick Drivas is too. I'm like, what would the 10.0 Nick do in that moment? Oh shit. Okay, he would align with his consciousness, do more for his fucking people because it's not about me. I'm like, I'm here to serve the fucking world. It was about me a long time ago. Now it's fucking not. I'm like, now I have to go and serve others, to go and help people. So that's why I feel. I'm like, how and who, it's more about the who I need to be at my 10.0 self to really just be the best offering, especially for my fucking people and my clients once again.
Yeah, like that mindset is what's going to take you over the top. Like some people just they literally don't have that mindset and confidence that they can take over and do what they need to do and just be genuine. Like a lot of people are fake. All the influence like you were talking about influencers and stuff online, they're all fake. They just not all of them, but a lot of them they just do it for the clout. They just do it just to be famous and to have sponsors and all that stuff. But they're not, grinding like some of the other people. And a lot of them act like they're natural and they'll be on steroids and stuff like that. And it's like, you you are just doing this just for looks, man. You aren't actually grinding the way some of these other people are. So I commend you for being unapologetically who you are.
Yeah, I'm like, why am I gonna be like somebody else? What am I just gonna say some like workout tips or some shit? I used to do that, and then I'm like, that's not me. I'm like, no, fuck that. And that was because I was not doing the program now. Like, this is what my program can teach people is to really tap into their 10.0 selves, to really find who they are, their calling, what their consciousness is telling them to do. Because my consciousness is saying, don't be like anybody else. You have to do it your own way, create your own path. So I was like, all right, then I'm not even going to listen to anybody. Listen to that voice. And that is what's guiding me because I'm just like, express yourself your own fucking way. I'm like, I'm not this guy. I'm not fucking Timmy down the block, or I'm not fucking, Jimmy at wherever gym, fitness influencer. yeah, I'm not gonna post just some bullshit workout tips. And then, cause again, I used to do that shit. And then people would come in my DMs and they would be in this like really fucking needy state of just wanting workout tips. Even when I was like, all right, here's my coaching. And then I'm like, oh, you fucking dumbass. I'm like, he doesn't get it of what I can actually offer him of like developing the character. Because that's why I say online personal development coach. I'm developing the best you across the board as a individual. And it's not even life coaching if people try to get that twisted, because I'm only 23. So I know most people would be like, oh, what the fuck? He's just like some 23-year-old, just like some hothead, trying to preach about life. I'm like, no, 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 no. Yeah, I've been through some shit, but I'm like, I'm only 23, but I can develop you into the best you. So yes, again, I have this plaque that says fitness coach, and I need to take that shit fucking down. I gotta, I'm in the process of ordering some fucking shit to put up here. But it's like I'm also just not a fitness coach. Yes, I can help you with macros, I can help you with training, but I'm also on the mindset portion. That's my main thing, to make sure that your mindset is tapped in and you're aligning with your 10.0 self to drop all vices, to if it's that drink, if it's the fucking smoking, even any sort of vape is a big thing as well. Like all the junk food, porn, once again, because of what the fuck I've been through. Like I drank a couple times, I've smoked a couple times, and I'm just like, fuck this shit. That wasn't a really big thing, but the porn was a big one for me, and also confidence. And that's what you develop at your 10.0 self, the who and not the how, to develop just the best you across the board in all aspects that one day you can eventually give to the world and serve others at your highest capacity in whatever profession that you're in across the board. So it's very broad on purpose, because what? I'm going to limit myself? Like, fuck that. To help people, I'm like, I can fucking help anybody. This shit that I know is universal. Like, that's the fucking difference when you come to me, especially. I'm not just a fitness or a life coach, personal development coach, to be the best you across the board.
Yeah, and that's a great mentality for somebody who has been through what you've been through. Like everything that you were telling me earlier, like you have been through a lot at at age of 23, and you are constantly trying to help people who probably are going through the same exact things, and they don't want to talk about it, and that's an issue. So actually, speaking of that, did you have good friends or anything when you were struggling so bad? Like you were talking about suicide and the porn addiction. Did you have friends to talk to?
Fuck no. It was all on me. I'm like, I went through a lot of people, and a lot of people took advantage of me over the years. So in high school, I didn't really have a solid group of friends. It was a lot of kids just drinking, smoking, using me just literally for fucking homework. And I was like, fuck you. I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, damn. And I would just give it to them because I didn't have the confidence, and I thought they were just being a friend to me. You
Mhm.
know, they would sometimes hang out with me, sometimes not. I remember I used to have shit in my room of like going to the NBA, and I would invite them over to play basketball. I used to have a hoop in my street. And they would come into my room, and then these fucks would make fun of me because of the dreams that I had. And I was like, that's not a friend. I'm like, fuck that.
Crazy.
And then I would fucking crazy, dude. And then same thing when I was shooting the music videos. It was like that friend or that mentor. This motherfucker took advantage of me like crazy, and I was so blinded because at that time I just dropped out and I didn't have anybody. He was the only person, and I looked at him as a mentor, and I was just like, damn, like he just used me. So there's a specific scenario. There's a lot. Just he would try to just use me for somebody to be around until his wife that was up in Canada. He lived like 20 minutes from me, and then I would drive to him in the ship box 20 minutes pretty much every single day until his wife was able to get cleared and come into the United States like full time, because they would just like see each other. He would sometimes travel to her, and then once she was basically allowed to live here permanently, then he said, fuck you, Nick. I don't need you anymore. He did it indirectly in the sense. And what really pissed me off, and I never saw him again, is that one time the last time I saw him, he asked me to drive him to like the dealership. His car was getting done. And I was driving. It felt like a really weird day. There's always that day where I feel like a friendship is gonna end, and I've always had that feeling.
Mm.
And I knew this was the day. So he was acting all weird that fucking day. His wife at the time, I don't know if they're still together, but his wife was there, and we're driving to the dealership. Mind you, I already fucking dropped. I had to pick him up in the morning. So then we went to the gym. He was acting all weird, saying some weird shit. And then we went back to his house. We were just like doing computer work, and he was just not even communicating. He wasn't even looking at me in the eye if I like was trying to talk to him or anything of that sort. We got back in the car on the way there, and I was driving him, and then his wife tagged along, and then I was like asking, yo, like after this, we should like, do something. I think it was like, hang out, throw a football or some shit. And then he just totally disregarded me. And then he was like talking to his wife about like some fucking Starbucks order that she was looking at. So we found that more interesting compared to me, who's going out of his way to drive into the fucking dealership and like just totally just treat me like an Uber driver. And what made me so pissed off is that this shit was like 25 minutes away. And then we got to the location and they just dipped with his fucking wife and was like, yo, babe, let's go. And he didn't even say a thank you. He didn't offer anything like gas money at the time. And he would do this constantly. And it finally just made a click in my fucking skull. So I went back to his house. Luckily, his door was open. I picked up all my shit and then I just fucking bounced, never talked to him. He texted me after. He was like, yo, what happened? And then like told him a whole fucking thing. And then I was like, basically what I just described and some other fucking bullshit. Like you took advantage of me this whole fucking time. And then, yeah, that was pretty much it. Now, what's crazy on top of this story, this is just one scenario. A year later, approximately around the same time, 3 months into me starting this whole personal development program, he reached back out to me. And he was saying along the lines of like, yo, you're fucking killing it, da 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 da. I'm so sorry, da 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 da. Like this whole fucking spiel about everything. And I was like, holy fuck. Because I've just been working on self. That's just what happens. It's like your magnetism increases to the point it starts attracting old people into your life, new people, better people. That's just what happens. And when you're fully aligned. So there's that. Like I didn't really have anybody, especially ways later, even when I had the porn. So the porn wasn't that bad at that point. Like it was bad, but it wasn't as bad with the suicide in 2022. Again, I didn't have anybody really to talk to. I had a lot of fucking flakes around me as well, just like that dude. Again, trying to take advantage, same shit where I would try to get on a call with them and they would just ask for some fucking fitness advice. And I would never see him again. I'm like, oh, it's the fucking same shit. And then I stopped that. I was like, no, I'm not just out here. So it was just down to me. But those are just scenarios. There's even more. But just for the purpose of right now, it was like, no, there was really nobody. But I've been taking advantage so fucking long. That's been my thing is like people would walk over me because I never had any confidence. I never, again, it all goes back to the heat. I never had the belief in self to really say how the fuck it is compared to now. I'm like, somebody tries to do some shit to me. I'm just like, no, 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 no. We're going to play my way. No, 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 no. We don't play your way because your way, no, it's not going to fucking work.
Yeah, I actually just was talking to one of my friends. He was asking me basically just for a really small favor, and it was to help some guy get an entertainment lawyer because we're in the music business. And I just told him, I was like, look, dude, I don't feel like giving out our lawyer or anybody's like info or whatnot, just because like I've helped people for so long and helped so many people just do so many random things that I should have been charging for. And I know this is a really small favor, but I'm just tired of just helping people out and getting nothing out of it when I should be getting compensated for it. And sometimes just like your situation, it could be something big or something small. Like sometimes at some point you have to say enough is enough. I know my worth. I know what I can get for what I do. So it's time for me to take what's mine and to take the ability to get the things that I know I should have in my life. Because if I don't do it, ain't nobody gonna do it for me.
Yo Gotti says it best. He's like, know your worth. So like
Mhm.
I live by that. Like same thing. I'm like, I don't let people like now I'm just like it's a whole different fucking ball game. Like they still think they're fucking with the old Nick, like especially if it's someone from high school that comes back and I'm like, no, 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 pal. Like, no, no, we ain't playing that fucking game. Fuck you. I'm like, I'm a different fucking Nick. And yeah, there's so much shit. Even the person, I will say, because I will say that first mentor that I had, it kind of led to, I will say, into the suicide. Is that I was so wrapped up in my fucking head because of that whole scenario. He was a very toxic person underneath the surface as well. And it led toxicity and it bled into me. And then I was lashing out at family. I was lashing out even just at coaches. And I was like, fuck this shit doesn't fucking work. And I'm like, fuck everybody, fuck the world. And then I'm like, oh, my internal state is not right. Like I
Mm.
realized much time after. So all that shit, I had so much resentment. I had so much just anger towards that one individual as well too. It just was bleeding into the next steps of my life. And then I was like, man, I really got to do something about this. And that's again where I made the change. So I will say it was part of that first person that took advantage of me. It was like going into the suicide. And then the person that actually got me out of it was taught under the top person that I go to now. And I will say is that again, that shit did try to happen and then it did not go through. So in that regard, is that 3 months in, he was teaching me and he was like, you want to be a fitness coach under me? And at the time, I was like, there was a couple sales coming through, and I was like, all right, he seems cool. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. But in the back of my head, I knew some shit just to make sure. So we got on like 2 calls. It was like 2 or 3 weeks later. No contract in sight, no anything. Because usually when it's actually fucking putting your money where your goddamn fucking mouth is out here, there's a contract involved in all this shit. Like it means legit business. And I was like, where the fuck is this contract at? And then he comes on to the call and then he's like, yo, Nick, because he was a barber. And then he started doing this personal development shit. And then he's like, I'm going back to barbering. And then I was like, fuck. I was like, God damn it. I just got this whole fucking thing. And now he just went back on his word. So we went, it was like a 3 hour call. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, you can't hold your word for shit. I've fucking been through this so many fucking times. I'm like, people not holding their word, trying to take advantage. Cause that's what it was. He was like, um, trying to take advantage of the site of like with me and not just using me for results and all this fucking shit. And then he didn't propose anything. It was just fucking talk and a big fucking game. So the same shit pretty much happened. The same thing was with the other guy too. And I was just like, holy shit. Cause like I said in the beginning with the music videos, he said I was gonna be his assistant and I would get paid, and I never fucking did.
Mm.
So it was the same fucking thing. And I was like, holy shit. And I told the personal development coach, I told him this. I was like, you remind me of this guy, of that first guy that I ran into. So it was like a 3 hour call. Right after that, got off the fucking call. I was like, these are your defining moments, Nick. You can do something about this right now. Continue to just do everything that he's been taught to you, and then go to the actual top person and get the actual results and be around him because he's solid as fuck. That fuck, nah, fuck him. Like he's not it. Like he's some fucking wimp, and like you shouldn't be around him. So that taught me don't be like all these other fucking coaches that can't hold their fucking word. Be the realist, be the fucking best at what the fuck you do, and just have some goddamn balls. And if you fucking say something, fucking mean it, Nick. Because everyone out here, they just Blake Caning a fucking lie. So ever since then, I really just started working with the top people instead that had just massive results instead of these lame fucks that were like kind of killing it, because those were the two guys that I was getting involved with. Now at this point, I'm like, there's people that are more on my wavelength. You know, I was hanging around a whole bunch of druggies and shit when I first dropped out. And I was like, nah, this ain't it. But then it like increased a little bit just with people that were now like entrepreneurs and more aligned. But I'm like, nah, they're still not aligned 100%. And then the way I see myself is like, just super fucking rare to the point where I just hold my word with everything once again that comes out of my mouth, and not to take advantage of anybody. Like, I'm just gonna do the opposite of what has been done to me, so that doesn't repeat, and I'm trying to get a revenge out of somebody. Like, fuck that. So I'm just doing it a whole different way compared to everybody else. So that was like 3 months in, and then I was like, okay, I'm just going to continue this. So then I was like super shredded at this point. Then I went on reverse, packed a whole bunch of muscle, and I just keep doing that over and over again and hanging around just more top dogs now. Now I'm like, oh shit, be around them. I'm like, there are a whole bunch of fucking lames doing this coaching shit. I'm like, again, you come to me, it's not going to be some lame shit. Like, this is what I want to do. This is who I am. And I'm going to do this shit for the rest of my fucking life. And I know that shit on my fucking soul, on the fucking grave. Put it in stone.
Yeah, I mean, to be able to take those experiences that you've been through and use that as the fuel and the fire to get you going every day. Like, I'm sure that helps you wake up every morning and to keep doing everything that you do on repeat. Because some people, they need, as you were talking about, they need that heat, and they need the ability to have something that keeps them going, gets them ready to do something more and find something more than what they're doing. As you said, you were just in your basement and just stuck on yourself and not really doing the things that you should be doing. And a lot of people, that's where it ends for them there. Like, they don't get out of that basement. They don't get out of that hole, and they're just stuck there. So I commend you for being able to dig yourself out of that and to start grinding and to find those people that really help you out and to keep you motivated. Is there some certain people currently that you find online? Like, we all know that there's tons of fake people online and stuff like that who have been found out. But are there certain people that you follow online that you would recommend to everybody?
Yeah, definitely Wes Watson. That's my guy. I'm like, when I was in the gym the other day, and a dude like came up to me, and I was wearing, like, it's like the Rip Rich Rare shirt, and it's the one that he wears. And the guy was like, "Oh, that's Wes." And I was like, "Yup, that's my mentor." I'm like, that's who I admire in all fucking ways. All these other fucking lames, I'm like, oh my God, it's like not even fucking close. I'm like, that's the person that I would recommend in a fucking like instant, because like so that program that I was taught was actually his, from that personal development coach. Again, I'm not going to say his name just for the sake of it, but like, because he was taught under Wes. So it was just, this whole time, it was actually Wes's teachings helping me,
Hmm.
because it's the same process. And then I was like, I realized that recently. I was like, even though I was taught by this guy, it was his, style of coaching and all the shit, but the same blueprint applied. And I was like, oh fuck. So it has been West this whole fucking time. Even though I was taught by this other guy about like some business shit. And then I was like, now I actually went to the top person. And then when I talked to him, he said, like, yeah, don't do that again. Like, don't go to these guys. Like, no, no, no. He shouldn't even be fucking doing that in the first place. And then I'm like, he only made like 70K, the personal development coach, not Wes, like for the year. And then I was like, oh fuck, that's on me too. Like, make sure you just do your fucking research on everybody too. When you come to me, like all my results of like client transformations, that's all I work on. I don't help you like grow a business or anything. I'm not at that point right now yet. So like, I'm not going to go and be like, do you want to make 7 figures this year? And like, I'm only making 5. I'm like, why? They're going to listen to me? No, they're fucking not. It's only the person who's actually making 7 figures.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. And then people say like, well, you could help them, Nick. I'm like, oh my God, you dumbass. And then that person's making like 5 or 6 figures themselves trying to do the shit. I'm like, you are so fucking stupid. I'm like, why would I do that? They're not going to listen to me. Like, I don't have the results yet. What I do have results is in a before and after of going from overweight or super fucking skinny to getting in the best shape of your life. I can help you out with that, but I'm staying in my fucking lane. I'm not trying to help people with growing their personal brand right now, how to make sales, all these fucking things. Like, I'm still doing that myself. So I'm not going to like jump the gun and just try to get the money out of people. Fuck that. I'm like, the money will come. It's all in front of us. You just got to fucking grab it in whatever field that you're uh partaking in. I'm like, it's so stupid. Most people out here. I'm like, what? To get a quick buck? I'm not in the shit for a quick buck, you dumb fuck. I'm in the shit for the long term.
What are some things that you feel like you do better than other people? Because I see a lot of people, they do certain things and they claim, I'm the best of this, I'm the best of that. And it's great to do that. It's great to specialize in certain things. So what's some things that you feel like you're better at? I would say number one is motivation. Like, I can feel it through this.
Yeah.
So what's some things you got?
Oh man, I could write a whole fucking essay for you. I mean, the first one, the first one is definitely energy. My whole life, even when I was on porn, I noticed a lot of people would say it's always energy with you. You just said to yourself, motivation, right? Like fuel. I remember recently I was in the gym. I just met this dude. He asked me to like hit a set like to guide him. He was doing like incline chest press with the dumbbells. And this is at like 6 o'clock in the morning. I usually roll up to the gym around like 5:15, 5:30-ish. And this guy's like in his lift already. I am too. So I'm at that like, just peak performance I'm in flow state. So he's like, yo, can you help me out? Like just like I need a lift off. I'm like, yeah, sure. I always do. And he puts him up, and then I'm in his fucking ear the whole set. I'm like, come on, you motherfucker. I'm like, do another. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on, hit it. And then like he did like an extra like two that he usually doesn't do. And he was like, I never had that much fucking motivation in my ear during a set. And I'm like, damn, I actually kind of held back. I was like, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna be like, all right, let's go. Come on, let's go. One more, come on. Like,
Yeah.
not like super fucking crazy, like create the man you admire and offer him to the fucking world. Like I wasn't saying shit like that. I could have, but I was like, like be the man you always fucking need. Come on, hit this fucking shit. Like the weights ain't moving themselves. I'm like, I could have really took it to that level of like all the quotes and everything that I know, but I was like, all right, I think just like, come on, let's go. Like just to see. And I was like, damn, just that, dude. I'm like, damn. And he was like, yeah, I never had that much motivation in my ear before, like during a set. And I was like, what the fuck? So I would definitely say is like energy and motivation. They kind of, same category with that.
Mm,
But I'm like, it's because of the discipline that I have. I'm like,
mm,
oh, so I've been trying to also, on top of everything that I'm doing here, is to also, because of my new car, it's a little pricey. So I do have to get a part-time job for the moment just to support everything as I run the business.
mm,
And I pulled up to this place. They're all about discipline and habits and all this stuff. It was for the job interview. And I was 30 minutes early for the fucking interview because at the time I didn't even have the car. So I made sure I would come early in the Uber so I wouldn't miss the interview or because you have to be like usually like 15 minutes early. I pulled up 30. I was
mm,
like, I have the time. I'm just going to go. And I remember when I met the manager, the general manager was like so shocked that I was so fucking early.
mm.
To kick it off, I pull up with all my fucking paperwork. I got reference lists, I got transformation, I got my resume, I got cover letters, I got it all for these fucks. And then same thing. They're like, wow, I wouldn't expect you to be so professional. I'm like, yeah, because it's like my program I run. Because I kind of went into that a little bit with them and the discipline and everything. And I'm like, that's just me. Once again, that's Nick Drivas. I just do it from a much higher level. I do
Mm.
everything very meticulous. I do everything very precise on purpose. I've always been like that. And I've only been able to tap even fucking deeper with this program that I've been taught, just at a more massive and higher level with every little tiny goddamn thing that I do. Unfortunately, they were like, oh, we're looking for other candidates. I looked at their roster and I was like, oh, I wonder why. I'm too fucking intense. I'm actually too fucking professional, too good, and too fucking disciplined because like these guys were not even jacked. I'm not gonna put out the company of who it was, but it's just like I had that click and I was like, oh fuck, I think I'm like too fucking intense. So that's another thing too with me is like too intense, and also very disciplined. So I put myself in a category of very one of one compared to most. So once again, that's what you're gonna get when Nick Drivas just being around my presence. If it's on a call like this or on a podcast or anything, one-on-one coaching I have too. It's like it's a different fucking level, and people feel that shit. People feel what you feel. So if I put out shit energy, if I'm on like a fucking drag and all the shit, like people are gonna feel that. But if I come just fucking ready, take over the fucking room, people are gonna feel that and they're gonna gravitate towards you. So I've had glimpses, but now it's like, dude, it's like every fucking day I get that shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, and if you just have that mentality constantly and you just exude that aura, then a lot of people they might feel like they're intimidated. You know, it can be intimidating to a weaker mindset person if you are very strong-minded and you're just strong-willed and you're ready to go all the time. People who aren't like that will be extremely intimidated because motivation can be very um, lacking in somebody who doesn't have that kind of drive. They don't have that kind of mindset. So, and I always tell people like you should not reduce your energy, reduce who you are just to make other people feel comfortable. Like that's it. That's a horrible
No,
way to live your life.
hell no. Then you're around the wrong fucking people. If they're telling you to settle down, like tone it down a notch, I hear, and then I'm like, fuck no. I'm gonna turn this shit up. I'm like, this
Yeah.
is what people need. I'm like, it's either inspired or insecure. That's all. Like, people are gonna get inspired by the person that you are, or they're gonna get insecure. So it's like, if somebody is fat as fuck, has tits as a fucking man, and is unhappy with himself, he can get either inspired by seeing me, my physique, how I am, my energy, my presence, or he can get very insecure and be like, I'm perfectly fine with the way I look. I'm like, love ain't lies, pal. I'm like, stop fucking lying to yourself. Look at yourself in the goddamn fucking mirror and just be honest. Self mastery starts with self honesty. That's how you'll actually level the fuck up. And then you'll be able to hit new levels as you increase throughout the process in the program, because as you keep hitting new levels, new evils and new devils are going to start to creep in. So you'll be ready for them. But that fat fuck that doesn't want to fucking start because he's too much of a goddamn pussy, well, that's on him. And I'm like, imagine being in my fucking program. Like, you should know when you come to me, I'm a different fucking animal compared to everybody else. Like, everybody else is just doing some lame shit, and you're only getting semi fucking results. Like, if you look at my physique, it's fucking different. Like, my mindset is different on purpose to push you to the extent to really kill it in your fucking career, character, overall, your relationship, whatever the case may be. I can do it for you. I have people doing it right now. Like, it's crazy how this shit fucking works. But you just have to be around better individuals, a better mindset, and not getting the wrong answers, even from your loved ones, that in secret, some do or some don't actually really want the best for you. They may show it on the surface, but like deep down, they're actually insecure themselves. Me, I'm not insecure. I don't do the shit as a fucking act. I'm just living from my soul. This is what my soul is. And once again, as I've said, my whole fucking life, they always said it's been energy, it's been motivation. So I know I'm operating from a much higher purpose. I'm not just putting on an act. I'm not just in the fucking circus just to put on a show for people. That's what everybody else is doing out here. But this is fucking me, once again. Just living and fucking winning. That's it. As I started this, winning and living.
So, one last thing, like what's some stuff that you do in your coaching program? I guess kind of take us through it, and so that some people can get a glimpse at what you do.
So for my mid-level is just group calls, and then you get custom macros and workout plan, training plan, and we plug you into the community. Now
Mm.
you're on the path of like-minded individuals that are on a different frequency or wavelength compared to most people out here. You want to drop that drink, you want to drop the drugs, you want to drop the cigarettes, we can get you right with all that. So that the accountability on just the mid-level, people are saying that's life-changing compared to you go to another coach and it's like times 10 the fucking price, and you can't even get fucking results for a fucking penny. And I'm like, holy shit. So just on my mid-level, we got guys just dropping massive weight. I had one dude recently dropped in a month, like it was like 50 fucking pounds because he just applied the blueprint. So we apply and give you the blueprint on just my mid-level, and then also, of course, on my high level or my elite level, that's where it's one-on-one with me. So like a call that we're doing right now, we go for an hour plus. That'll be once a week. And then we align more with your 10.0 self. Again, we drop any vices. If you have a shit mindset, you want to just be that high level performer in whatever career or profession that you're doing, we really unlock what is stopping you in all those blocks and really turn you into that individual and really clear anything that is in your path. So that's my one-on-one access. And then you also have the group aspect as well. That's where a lot of people are finding a lot of value in my service because of my group specifically. A lot of the guys that are coming in, they have massive fucking energy. They have massive problems and they're turning them into solutions with the blueprint that I can provide for all of you guys that are listening. And it fucking works because, again, this is the program that fucking saved my life. So it's all that I'm teaching. I'm not teaching some bullshit I found on fucking YouTube. I'm just like, all right, guys. So I found this YouTube video, and this guy was very smart with his research. So this is what we're gonna do in your training program. I'm like, no, no, no. We're just gonna do the fucking shit that works that I've been taught, and here it is. Now just apply it. Come back to me. Just shut the fuck up. Listen to me because I know what the fuck works, and then just go apply it. Ask questions, and then I'm in your corner 24/7 for both programs. On top of that as well, if you need a fucking call and you're going through some shit, you can fucking call me. My clients can call me. I don't give a fuck. If as long as I'm not on a podcast or a call, you guys can fucking call me. So those two, you can hit me up on Instagram at Nick Drivas Fit for more info, and we'll get you started immediately.
You sound like you are definitely becoming what you were just saying. Like you're becoming the person that you needed. You needed somebody just like you, and you're definitely giving your clients and anybody who's interested in working with you that ability to have access to a person that is driven and been through the works and done those, been in the lows then and has had the issues that you have had, and they're just like, hey, I've been through all that. We're about to skip all that. We don't want you going through all that. Even if you have been through it, I'm gonna pick you out of it, and we're gonna make some positive actions.
Yeah, because it's like most coaches, they don't take that extra step. I'm like, I'm gonna take fucking 5 more steps for you. I'm like, I want you to massively level up because I'm like, some people like in the past they would come in and like they still want to do the work, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you just paid all this fucking money and you're not gonna do the work. I don't understand that shit. I'm like, God damn, I guess you really don't want the fucking results then, pal. I'm like, you're not checking in. I'm like, do you really care? Like, is it something that I did? I'm like, damn, I haven't fucking missed. I'm like, I'm checking in with you. Like, it would be like every fucking day, especially for my elite guys. I check in every single day. I'm like, hey, how's it going at, like 5 p.m. or whatever. And then they send me a response and whatnot. Like, I don't know. And then they wouldn't fucking reply. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, do you actually fucking want this? Holy shit. But now it's like, it just gets like people just more committed. And it's also because I'm just creating the better character each and every fucking day as I just continue this journey. So, but most coaches, they don't even fucking check in. Like the most they have is like, they're like a fitness coach is like front, side, back picks every Friday, check in. And then like, even if you don't send the check-ins, they don't even fucking follow up and ask if you like had, and I'm like, all right, I'll act like, I always be like, if they miss a fucking check-in on Friday, I have it for my guys. I'm like, hey, where's your check-in? Hey, where is it? Oh, I'll send it over. When will you send that over? Like I really push them. And some they're like, oh fuck, he's on to me. And I'm like, yep, yeah, because I want you to do more. I'm
I'm
like,
on
I'm
that
doing more
ass.
out here. Why the fuck can't you? What,
Yeah.
you're that busy? Bull fucking shit. Everybody's fucking busy. Oh, I wasn't at my phone. Bull fucking shit on that. Everybody's on their fucking phone. You can't send 3 fucking photos over. On, you can't put a fucking scale. You're just being fucking lazy. Come on, do better. That's how I push you. More compression, less compassion with me. I do have my compassion side, I will say, but it's not. It's not very like it's not all the time where I'm just like, oh, okay, well, you missed this check-in. All right, just send it to me 5 weeks from now. We'll be totally fine. You know, it's like, no, 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 no. Like, I'm like, no, 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 where's the check-in? And if you don't want to do it, okay, don't get the results then. Like, I'm straight up. I'm straight up with everybody. Then don't complain that you're not getting the results as well when you come onto the group call or whatever. That too.
Yeah,
Going 6 months to a year.
I used to train people and I'd mess with them. They'd be like, "How many reps should I do?" I'm like, I mean, if you want a 10 rep body, do 10 reps. If you want a 20 rep body, do 20.
Yeah. I'm like, shit, do less work. I mean, I don't know. Get it all back. I don't give a fuck. I'm like,
Yeah.
shit, I'll just keep getting more jacked. And then they'll be like, oh shit, he was right all this fucking time. Like I get people like that too. And then I'm like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, you know?
Well, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Give everybody like your socials, website, and if you don't have a book, you need to get a book, man, or a movie. I need to call up a director and get on your life, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Everybody that I as a host or just people, they're like, yo, you need to write a book. I'm just at this very moment, I'm just writing thoughts out like right now. I've been doing that the last couple of months, but I'm just like, yeah, in time. I'm like, I'm still writing the story as I continue to do it. So that is in the works at the moment. But for coaching services, to contact me for that, all you gotta do is just shoot me a DM on Instagram. It's gonna be Nick Drivas Fit, NickDrivas Fit. That's all you gotta do. Shoot me a DM, whatever program you want to start with. And please don't be some weird shit in my fucking DM. I got some fucking weird shit the other fucking day. And I'm just like, I'm just like, oh my God, please. Like, just realize I have 2 programs you can start with, whatever one you want to go with, the mid-level or my one-on-one, the elite level. Just let me know. And obviously, I'll be intense. And, you know, the coaching is just different. But it's me in the DM too. It's not some fucking robot or some fucking appointment setter. You're talking to Nick Drivas. So don't get that twisted either. Everything is real when you come to me all the way from the start. But that's where you can contact me for coaching.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on and giving us some insight on who you are, what you do, and the motivation, man. I'm about to go knock out some curls and some push-ups myself.
That's awesome. That's what everyone says. Like when I had the call with somebody the other day and he was like, man, I'm about to go hit the fucking gym the way that you showed up. I'm like, that is so fucking funny. That's twice this week. That's awesome. This is what everybody's got to go do. Go hit fucking 3 workouts today. I already hit like fucking a 2-hour workout and like fucking 50 push-ups since being home from the workout. I'm like, shit, this shit don't fucking stop. Come on.
Awesome. Well, all right. Thank you for everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.